Archangel Michael reveals, the very walls surrounding you tremble with a truth that was never meant to see the light of day. A woman you once embraced, whom you believed to be steadfast, has spoken your name into a secret that now bears perilous consequences. The silence she shattered is poised to unleash a tempest, and the burden of betrayal approaches you. The night has grown chillier due to her words. While the damage may not yet be visible, its shadow is advancing more swiftly than you realize. Trust has been wounded, and from that injury, the truth is ready to strike when you least anticipate it. This is not a mere whisper, it is a treacherous seed planted with intent, lying in wait to manifest into chaos. You extended kindness and welcomed her into your life, yet she bartered that trust for murmurs in clandestine spaces. Others now manipulate your name, twisting it and feeding it into ears eager for your demise. Soon, you will experience how that broken trust transforms into a binding chain designed to ensnare you. Remain vigilant, for the whisper has already escaped her lips and ventured into realms beyond your control. With each passing moment, it spreads further, reaching those whose intentions are harmful. The betrayal you once deemed unimaginable is already in motion, and its repercussions are imminent. The secret she shared has unlocked doors that should have remained untouched. Behind one of those doors lies an individual intent on weaponizing her words against you, someone feigning neutrality yet waiting to exploit this very moment. This perilous truth has transcended privacy, it is igniting like flames in dry brush. You might sense a discomfort, a shift in the atmosphere around you. This is not a figment of your imagination, it is the resonance of betrayal, a wave destined to disturb your spirit. The impact of her actions will resonate in spaces affecting not only you, but also those you cherish. The peril resides not just in the words spoken, but in their potential misuse. Words possess the ability to create or to devastate when wielded carelessly. She has consigned your name to shadows that are honing it into a blade. Her betrayal was deliberate, she whispered with the intention of being heard by those who owe you no allegiance. They are already scheming, plotting how to exploit this moment to strike unaware. The betrayal cuts deeper, coming from someone you trusted. You welcomed her into your heart, and now she has become the very hands guiding danger towards you. The blade you sense is not wielded by enemies but by a woman you once defended. The secret she harbored was never meant to escape her lips, however, greed, envy, or fear opened the door for her treachery. The truth she whispered is far from innocuous, it possesses the power to alter the course of your life. Therefore, prepare yourself, for the strike is already near. If you listen intently, you will discern the signs, people behaving differently around you, a silence that feels denser than normal, and eyes that linger upon you longer than before. These are indicators that her whisper has reached the wrong recipients. Archangel Michael reassures, you are not isolated in this storm. Heaven has already acknowledged the betrayal and is orchestrating your protection, but you must remain vigilant and resolute. What has been whispered cannot be retracted, yet what is intended for harm can still be transformed into your safeguard. The night ahead will not be tranquil, her words will circulate, bringing with them a wave of concealed agendas. Someone is already scheming in the shadows, poised to unveil what she has shared about you. Her actions extend beyond mere betrayal, they represent an invitation to adversaries to draw closer. They perceive you as vulnerable, believing your defenses are down, yet they fail to recognize the rising light that is prepared to defend you. The divine flame combats the darkness, and your resilience will outlast their deceit. The perilous truth she divulged transcends your name, it encompasses your destiny. She presumed she could hinder or obliterate it by speaking against you. Yet, rather than diminishing it, her actions have paved the way for something far greater. Her betrayal will ultimately unmask her, and her whisper will not remain concealed for long. You will soon uncover who has been clandestinely carrying your name. When you do, the facade will shatter, exposing her own truth. Betrayal cannot remain obscured indefinitely, it inevitably returns to its originator. The silence enveloping the room is laden with unspoken weight. In the obscured corners, her whisper has morphed into chains binding your name to peril. While you may not perceive the knife, it is already sharpened with words that cut deeper than steel. Her betrayal resembles a shadow creeping upon you, poised to descend heavily upon your shoulders. Trust once served as your shield, but that shield now bears cracks, through which the adversary is infiltrating. She has granted them a key never meant to be theirs. What she has whispered was not casual, it was meticulously chosen with the intention to undermine you. Those who received her whispers are now silently plotting, concealing their actions in spaces beyond your view. With each passing moment, the silence grows heavier, for danger is already advancing on your path. Archangel Michael proclaims, "Heaven has perceived the whisper before it reached your adversaries." The betrayal is inscribed in the light, and your protection is already forming, even though the storm has merely commenced. This is not the conclusion, it is the revelation of what has been obscured behind feigned smiles. To receive a blessing, simply type Amen in the comments. Should you wish to further demonstrate your support, you may opt for Super Thanks with contributions of up to $20. She believed her secret would remain under wraps. However, whispers tend to travel far beyond the mouths that utter them. Already, the resonance of her words has reached someone who gazes at you with jealousy, a person poised to weaponize your name with intent to harm. This individual has patiently awaited an opportunity, and that opportunity has now presented itself. Every step you take is being scrutinized, though you may remain unaware of this scrutiny. The act of betrayal has invited those who dwell in darkness, eager to use her words as ammunition against you. What was once a bond of trust has transformed into flames meant for destruction. Yet, the very whisper that she believed would serve her cause harbors within it the seeds of her own undoing. She cannot escape the repercussions, as the truth invariably finds its way back to the surface. The very words she confided in secrecy will ultimately become the chains that unveil her deceit. Although you may feel anger, be assured that heaven encourages you to maintain your composure. The light possesses the power to reveal, to turn shadows into mere dust. Patience will lead to the exposure of truths beyond your current comprehension, and soon, the facade will crumble entirely. Type Amen for a blessing, consider it 888. Be mindful, not everyone in your midst is as they seem. Smiles may appear benign, yet some serve merely as masks for ulterior motives. Her whisper has emboldened those hidden intentions, making them more daring in their silence. She misjudged your strength, thinking her treachery would break you, when in fact it is sowing the seeds for your ascension. Even now, heaven is reshaping what was meant to ruin you into something that will safeguard you. Though the anguish of betrayal is palpable, it also serves as a powerful revelation. Absent her whisper, you would remain blind to who stands in solidarity with you and who conspires against you. Within this turmoil, the essence of loyalty will become apparent. This dangerous secret will not remain concealed for long. Soon, names will emerge and faces will be unveiled, so you will clearly discern the individuals who have operated in shadows against you. The whisper may be fleeting, but your strength is everlasting. Type Amen to receive blessing 999. She navigates around you, feigning normalcy. Her smile appears unchanged, yet her spirit bears the heavy burden of her deeds. She cannot evade the truth she has unleashed, even while she conceals herself behind her own facade. Those who have heard your name are already concocting schemes. However, heaven has permitted this chain of events to unfold so that you may finally uncover what was previously obscured. The tumult she has instigated is gradually pulling back the curtain, exposing adversaries you would have otherwise never identified. Her betrayal serves as the beacon illuminating their darkness. While their intentions concerning your name may be malevolent, they will ultimately falter. The flames of betrayal cannot scorch one shielded by divine protection. Their contrived plans will shatter like glass under the weight of celestial judgment. Exercise caution as you proceed, the whisper has already set events into motion. What they fail to recognize is that the more plots they devise against you, the more they inadvertently disclose themselves. Once they are illuminated, there will be no turning back for them. Type Amen for a blessing 111. The environment around you feels familiar, yet the atmosphere has shifted. It bears a weight that cannot be disregarded. Her whisper has already infiltrated areas beyond your reach, and the secret is no longer solely yours. What she has done will resonate more loudly with each passing hour. She assumed her actions would remain obscured, but the truth always finds a way to resurface. Her betrayal is sending ripples through the lives of those connected to you. As these waves approach, the impending storm prepares to break. You may perceive subtle signs, people lowering their voices upon your arrival, conversations abruptly halting, and glances laden with significance. These are not mere coincidences, they signify the spread of her whisper. The secret has taken on a life of its own, growing stronger with each new pair of ears that hears it. Archangel Michael proclaims, though she has betrayed you, she cannot evade divine justice. The whisper she released is inscribed in the heavens, and soon her true intentions shall be revealed to all. What she intended for malice will become the snare that ensnares her. Type Amen for a blessing 222. The night will bring her no peace. Each word she uttered bears gravitas, and the burden of betrayal inevitably returns to its origin. She believed that her secret would empower her, yet it will only serve to render her restless. Already, her steps are becoming unsteady. The mask she dons grows heavier each day. While she may present a cheerful facade in your company, her spirit quakes in the silence of darkness. The course she has set in motion cannot be undone. Those who overheard your name are crafting plots in concealment, but their web is delicate. They believe they have ensnared you, yet it is they who are ensnared in the lies she initiated. Light has already unveiled their deceptions, and revelation is imminent. This treachery may be painful, yet it signifies a profound understanding. It reveals the true identities of those you once believed in, distinguishing allies from adversaries. Her whispered betrayal is not the conclusion, it marks the commencement of an unveiling. Type Amen to receive a blessing. 333. You might sense a pressing tension within your spirit, akin to a storm gathering before rain. This is not mere fantasy. It is the truth's burgeoning energy, set to erupt soon. Her actions cannot remain concealed for much longer. She presumed she could silence you with her words, yet she has only excavated her own grave of exposure. The secret she held was never solely her own to reveal, and now it burns uncontrollably, awaiting its moment to obliterate her facade. The adversaries surrounding you observe intently, eager to see if her whispered words will shatter you. Unbeknownst to them, a protective shield is already rising. Their schemes are feeble in the presence of divine fortitude. Every word she uttered will return, and when it does, her betrayal will be irrefutable. She cannot remain hidden indefinitely, for the truth has wings and invariably returns to its origin. Type Amen to receive a blessing. For 44, she moves about as though nothing has transpired, yet heaven has already taken note of her actions. The treachery is not a concealed injury, it is inscribed in the unseen, soon to spill into visibility. Her period of pretense is dwindling. Those she confided in may think they are secure, but they too are ensnared by the same fire. Anything they touch will turn to ash, for betrayal bears no favor. The more they conspire against you, the more they expedite their own undoing. This betrayal was intended to break you, but it will instead mold you. It is through such storms that strength is cultivated. The whisper intended to harm you will instead serve as evidence of your resilience. Her secret holds no power over your destiny. Despite her attempts to tarnish your name, the divine has already safeguarded your future. No hand raised against you will succeed. Type Amen to receive a blessing. 555. Her whisper has taken on a life of its own, infiltrating places you never dreamed of. What started as a single word has evolved into a chain of dialogues, and each link draws you deeper into peril. The betrayal is alive, thriving in the shadows and silence. Those who speak your name now harbor ill intentions. They perceive an opportunity, believing her whisper has granted them the power to strike. Yet, they fail to recognize that their every maneuver is already illuminated by the light. As you approach your destiny, the whisper behind you intensifies. She thought she could tether your future with her words, but in truth, she has only revealed her own vulnerabilities. Every mask she dons is beginning to shatter under the weight of truth. Archangel Michael affirms, heaven will not allow you to fall due to this betrayal. What has been spoken in darkness is now being drawn into the light. When it is unveiled, those who conspired will face the justice they deserve. Type Amen to receive a blessing. 666. the betrayal slices deeply, yet it also uncovers what you were blind to. For too long, she stood close, draping loyalty like a shroud. Now, her actions betray the insincerity behind her smile. The whispers she released have returned to haunt her spirit. Though she strives to walk with pride, fear now shadows her every step, aware that secrets cannot remain concealed forever. While you may not clearly detect the peril, the signs are present. Observe the behavior of those around you, how their tones shift, and how their gazes follow you differently. These are indicators that the whisper is no longer veiled. She has attempted to stifle her guilt beneath a facade of confidence, yet every act of betrayal leaves an indelible mark, which will be exposed in due course. The web she constructed will ultimately ensnare her. Type Amen to receive a blessing. 777. The woman you once trusted underestimated the weight of her words, unaware of the power they held. What she set into motion has already reached the ears eager for destruction. Now they sharpen their weapons, preparing to wield them against you. Her whisper has added burdens to your path, yet it has also illuminated the truth. Without her betrayal, you would remain unaware of your genuine adversaries. This tempest is both your anguish and your awakening. What she has wrought will soon return to her. The very words she used to harm you will become shackles weighing her down. She cannot escape the consequences of what she has brought forth from the shadows. Your spirit may feel weary, but know that strength is being renewed within you even now. The betrayal cannot strip away what is divinely protected. You will transcend what has been spoken against you. Type Amen to receive a blessing. 888. She carries herself as though all is well, yet her soul quakes in silence. The burden of betrayal is profound, and it will not leave her spirit unscathed. She has sown a perilous seed, which now flourishes wildly around her. Those she confided in have already begun their movements. They believe themselves concealed, yet heaven has already unveiled them. Their every action is laid bare in the light. Soon, you will witness the unraveling of their schemes. They believed they had discovered a means to harm you, yet, in reality, they have walked directly into their own exposure. What they intended for you will surely come back upon themselves. Her act of betrayal was not the conclusion, it marked the onset of her own decline. And when the truth is finally disclosed, she will not evade the light. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 999. While the environment surrounding you may appear unchanged, its core has quietly altered. Her whispers have transformed hallways into observation points and doors into fragile veneers. You can sense the weight of unseen gazes tracing the path illuminated by her words. Her associates project an air of tranquility, for such calmness conceals deeper calculations. They tread lightly, donning practiced smiles, feigning that nothing has shifted, even as everything tilts. Their apparent confidence is a facade woven with your misplaced trust. The secret is seeping through phones, rooms, and late-night communications, bearing your name like a spark grasped by fleeting winds, in search of anything dry enough to ignite. Their strategy hinges on the assumption that you will be caught unprepared. However, the light has already mapped out every thread, marking each hand that has touched it. An inconspicuous protection is wrapping around you, intercepting communications and dousing the spark before it finds fuel. The path they perceive as unobstructed is already riddled with concealed stop signs. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 1-0. A familiar face has begun to falter in conversation with you. This hesitation does not denote kindness, it signals an awareness that secrets are burdensome, even when borrowed. Her whispers have laden them with stones, and now each step reveals the weight of their dragging burden. You may observe subtle exchanges that seem inconsequential, a glance that flits too quickly, a smile arriving a moment late, a farewell imbued with an echo of trepidation. These minor delays serve as confessions their words cannot articulate. The woman who has betrayed your trust continues to adjust her stance as if such adjustments could eliminate the quakings beneath her ribs. She strives to navigate the day like a clear river over submerged rocks, yet the current coursing through her spirit is no longer pure. Words uttered against you attempt to adhere to walls and reputations, they slip and cling, yet authenticity resists falsehood. The atmosphere surrounding your name is being purified in light that refuses to capture their impurities. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 11-11. A discreet ally is diligently recording observations. They have gathered enough insight to trace the origins of her whisper and discern its intended destination. Their meticulous recollections are evolving into evidence that will remain steadfast. The plot against you requires your silence, as such quietude allows rumors to flourish. Yet, poise is not synonymous with silence, and strength does not equate to absence. Your composed presence is deconstructing the tableau her whisper sought to create. Behind the veil, someone of significance to her is becoming anxious. They did not anticipate that accountability would traverse their group so swiftly. The very conduit that carried your name now reverberates with their apprehension. Protection thrives on order, and order is re-establishing itself in your space. Doors that had been left ajar during your absence are now closing purposefully. The rooms where falsehoods were rehearsed are losing their resonance. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 12-12. A desk contains a phone lying face down, concealing its knowledge. That phone is weary of vibrating against secrets that sting. Past grievances linger, and screens possess a unique ability to convey truths when the moment is ripe. In the late afternoon, her steps have become more measured, as she wishes to outrun memories, unaware that memory is a relentless river flowing towards the sea of consequence. You may feel an urge to organize your environment, rearranging a few items or relocating papers to new spots. Follow that impulse, for order invites clarity. Clarity reveals shadows without a single shout. If you suddenly feel the need for deeper breaths, honor that feeling. Such breaths shatter the glass the whisper attempted to encircle around your chest. The crack you hear within is your spirit creating additional space for tranquility. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 13-13. Currently, a message is being rewritten to exclude your name. The sender fears a screenshot more than flames. The delete button has never felt smaller beneath a trembling thumb. Truth walks, not sprints, for truth is never tardy. It enters the room quietly, taking its rightful place without causing a stir. When it settles in, falsehood must rise and depart. The woman who betrayed your trust attempts to borrow warmth from individuals who scarcely know her, only to discover that stolen warmth dissipates by nightfall. Night returns receipts in its own script. Your spirit discerns between genuine concern and mere curiosity. Concern drapes a blanket, curiosity douses with cold water. Those who arrive shivering will reveal which they have brought. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 1414. A trail of half-truths exists, unable to sustain full weight. Half-truths sag under scrutiny, resembling a damp roof. The more they attempt to patch it, the more the ceiling bows. Someone on the periphery of their circle is preparing to withdraw, having understood the cost of remaining tied to this drift. The quiet apology reflected in their eyes serves as a bridge back to solid ground. You are in the process of relearning how to glide gracefully, avoiding obstacles along the way. The light is working to smooth out rough edges. Despite efforts to interrupt this process, your journey toward clarity remains steadfast. The cadence of footsteps takes on a new resonance as clean floors amplify each sound. Warmth gradually returns, first filling your hands, then your voice, and finally your eyes. When you arrive, you will find your voice awaiting you like a loyal companion, patient and unwavering. Consistency becomes your guiding principle once more. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 1515. She is beginning to discern that attention can feel different when it lacks genuine admiration. Attention that is focused for misguided reasons casts longer shadows, and these shadows now follow her instead of you. With each retelling of her narrative, subtle details begin to slip away. These omissions often manifest as pathways that guide listeners out of the moment. Repetition morphs into a form of confession, revealing vulnerability. The individual she sought to impress has distanced themselves, and their silence now conveys a lack of approval. It is a barrier that will not yield to counterfeit gestures. Protection embodies mercy and steadfastness, choosing not to be gentle in the face of harm. It is resilient without resorting to loudness, incisive without cruelty, and steady without wavering. This fortitude forms a shield around your identity. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 1616. Someone, driven by curiosity, is currently poring over an old message thread, endeavoring to ascertain how this all began. They uncover timestamps that tell an unembellished truth and begin to detect a discernible pattern with edges too sharp to overlook. You will perceive a difference in the ambience of your workspace or resting place, which feels revitalized even without conscious cleaning. This represents the onset of order, as it subtly chooses corners and removes dust. Her friends exchange glances that are now indecipherable to her. Such unvoiced exchanges resemble sentences devoid of words. Those unspoken narratives culminate with her, not with you. The circle that once tried to constrict is now loosening. Secretly tied connections are being severed by unexpected hands, unraveling the web of their intentions, which now appears riddled with gaps. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 1717. A conversation is set to take place without her involvement, and this absence is more resounding than any presence. Rooms become conspicuous in the absence of the usual hubbub. You will perceive the steadiness of your own footsteps once more, as the rhythm returns, followed by an increase in self-assurance. Your pace transforms into a message that you convey. Somewhere, a folder has been renamed with a neutral title, one that attempts to obscure its underlying tension, yet warmth leaves indelible marks beneath any label. Such marks invite queries they are hesitant to address. Your night will exude gentleness as tranquility erects a barrier around your rest. When dawn arrives, memory will shift its focus forward rather than lingering in the past. This shift is a quiet victory devoid of fanfare. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 1818. There will be a moment when her voice stumbles over a simple word that was once effortless to articulate. While one may conceal their mouth for a time, the breath remains an honest indicator. The breath reveals the heart long before the tongue concedes. There exists a place you once shunned due to its multitude of echoes. Walk past it today and observe how the echoes have diminished in strength. Echoes lose their power where truth takes root. Someone may attempt to reframe the narrative to present harm as concern. However, genuine concern does not seek to accumulate gossip as though it were valuable. True care operates quietly, healing without observers. Your patience is akin to planting trees while they ignite fires with dry grass. Their flames may burn bright but quickly fade, while your trees will offer shade in seasons they will never witness. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 1919. The woman who whispered carries a mirror she chooses to avoid. Mirrors reflect names without judgment. Her name is now being called back to her, carrying the same significance she ascribed to yours. She will seek new companionship, but this fresh company discerns the remnants of past turmoil. Smoke lingers stubbornly within fabric and hair, indicating the presence of a flame. A document is being prepared that omits any mention of you. Your removal signifies a restoration rather than an erasure, as the space you occupied in their narrative was never truly theirs to claim. Doors that once resisted are now yielding on the first attempt. Handles once more feel authentic in your grasp. The room embraces you rather than testing your strength. Type Amen to receive your blessing. 2020